As I say these words, I'm on day 14 of Nofap, which basically means I've gone 14 days with no porn, no masturbation, and in my case, no sex. I'm going to explain how I feel. I'm going to explain how I feel, but first I'm going to talk about why I'm actually doing it. Because like this. So when you have sex, or any kind of sexual activity, the thing that makes you feel good is dopamine. Like your brain just releases loads of dopamine into your system. But porn gives you a ridiculously high amount of dopamine, which apparently, according to scientists, desensitizes your brain. So it kind of goes like this. Like, let's take the average man. The average man. How many women is the average man going to have sex with in a year if he's single? Maybe 10 if he's lucky. In fact, I would say 10 puts him above average, but whatever. 10, right? Now, think of like whatever fantasies he might have. Like this average man might have a thing for skinny Chinese women. That might be his thing, skinny Chinese women. But of the 10 women he has sex with in a year, how many of those women are going to be skinny Chinese women? Unless he happens to live in China, not many, maybe one or so. What happens with regards to porn is that porn gives the average man the ability to have sex with 10 skinny Chinese women in the course of one evening. He could even have sex with more than that. Like he could literally just have multiple tabs open in websites like Pornhub and just be scrolling through video after video after video of his ideal fantasy women in ideal fantasy situations that absolutely just do it for him. What that then means is that he becomes desensitized to not having that ideal fantasy, because that ideal fantasy actually becomes the norm. Now, what apparently happens when people watch pornography is, like I say, dopamine flares up in your brain, right? So when you watch porn, because it's like so ideally catered to what your brain wants and needs, like, you know, it's like the whole purpose of it is to turn you on as much as possible. It's kind of like shooting up heroin or like eating a really sweet or candy or chocolate bar. It's like that. So you get this burst of dopamine, like dopamine, and the dopamine receptors in your brain, they just flare up. They just kick into fifth gear. But then after a period of time, weeks, months, years, however long it is, because you're pumping out so much dopamine into your system, your brain then degrades your dopamine receptors. Like your brain just kind of kills off your dopamine receptors. That then means that the baseline level of dopamine that runs in your body lowers because you've got less dopamine receptors. That then means that porn's less enjoyable, whatever, but real sex is less enjoyable. Like real women do it for you much less because you've actually, well, firstly, you're used to looking at porn anyway. You kind of conditioned yourself to look at that. But secondly, because porn is like ultimate fantasy, because it's like that, and then you've killed your dopamine receptors. Now when you look at real women, it's like, you're not actually there's that, but also like real life as well. Apparently real life like becomes less interesting. So men who spend time looking at porn will have less desire to socialize, less desire to do the things that they need to do, like, oh, you know what, clean your room, go to work, whatever. Like, because dopamine is the chemical that kicks in whenever you do anything pleasurable, like going for a walk. But if you've degraded your dopamine receptors by looking at porn, then going for a walk feels like nothing. It's like, why the hell am I doing this rubbish? Apparently, like, that's basically the deal. And your memory can go as well, apparently. Like your memory. Like, apparently dopamine is quite heavily linked to memory and also, what's it called? I can't even remember now. Hold on. Now I'm showing how bad my memory is. Executive function, there we go. Executive function, so like your ability to plan and to strategize and to say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. Like that kind of stuff can be impaired as well. So, I mean, there's quite a bit of scientific literature to back this up. But there's also some debate as well. There's quite a bit of debate about whether or not this is actually, a load of rubbish or not. I happen to run a coaching group called Game Global. We have a WhatsApp group, which I may add a link in this video if you're nice to me. Tell you what, if you're nice to me, I'll do it, but only if you're nice. If you're not nice to me, if you don't treat me the way I deserve to be treated, I'm not adding the link to the video. So are you actually going to be nice? Well, thank you. In that case, I will add the link. But yeah, anyway, so in this group, like, guys, they kind of argue back and forth, and some guys say, oh, don't be silly, like, Nofap's a load of rubbish, there's no benefit to it. And other guys are like, no, there's loads of benefit. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm just going to test this out for myself and see for myself. Now, I've been doing this for 14 days. What have I noticed as a result of going 14 days on monk mode of Nofap, which effectively means no porn, no masturbation, and no sex? Literally nothing. Well, you know what? First thing I've noticed is my balls are on fire. And I mean that. Like, there's this energy that's just coming from them. Like, just energy. Like, they're burning, man. It's not entirely an unpleasant sensation. It is unpleasant. It's just like, basically, I'm just horny. Like, ridiculously. And it's like, oh my God, I don't know if I've ever actually been this horny. Like, I really don't. I presume I must have been, but it's ridiculous. It is literally ridiculous. Apparently that will stabilize, but I don't know. Anyway, there's that. Now, I swear I think my memory might have improved. I think it might have, and I'll tell you why. I was in the gymnasium, and when I was in the gymnasium, I was doing ab crunches while listening to a podcast. Now, ordinarily, I don't listen to podcasts in the gymnasium. What do? I actually listen to music. I listen to music because music, you can just kind of zone out to the music and whatnot. I was listening to a podcast, and the men were talking, they were having a conversation. While I was listening to that conversation, I was counting up to 50 ab crunches. And you know what? I was doing the two at once. I was counting the ab crunches while following the conversation. And I swear, I don't think that's the kind of thing I'd have been able to do maybe 2 weeks ago. I really don't. I also think I'm more confident. I think so. Maybe 5% more confident, I think. Like, I went out and I approached some attractive ladies yesterday, which isn't anything new for me. I've done that before, but I just felt more dynamic while I was talking to them. Is what it is. Apparently, when you do Nofap, your body fat drops and your muscle increases, which would make sense because you got more testosterone pumping through your system. And if you remember the Unsullied from Game of Thrones, you remember the Unsullied, like Grey Worm's people, what were they? They were basically male eunuch soldiers. Well, I think they had penises, but they didn't have testicles. They definitely didn't have testicles, but I don't know if they had penises. But the point is, they all had like kind of slim and lithe bodies, didn't they? They weren't like big and muscular. Why? Because they had no testosterone. Henceforth, if you actually did Nofap, your body would become more muscular because you got more testosterone coursing through your system. And I swear I think I'm more muscular. I mean, this is what I look like now. I did this today. But in fairness, I didn't do one at the start, so, who the hell heck knows? And I don't know, man. I do think I am more confident. I think I might be more confident. I'm definitely really horny. I think I'm more muscular, and I think my memory might have improved as well. And actually, having said that, maybe I have more of a zest for life. But the thing is, it's really hard to quantify this kind of stuff, man. It really is hard to quantify. How do you quantify whether or not you have more of a zest for life other than just feeling like you have more of a zest for life? Anyway, point is, I'm gonna do this for 90 days, 90 days. And that means 90 days of no masturbation, 90 days of no sex. And I am making this video series for accountability because I'm an honest guy, and if I succumb to temptation and do something I shouldn't do, I will lose the motivation to make these videos. Well, I won't make these videos. I have to make another one saying, hey guys, like I flopped and I didn't do it. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the loser who couldn't back up on his words. Henceforth, I will actually, henceforth, that's the reason why I'm actually doing this openly, publicly, like so. But here we go, man. Here we are. I'm on day 14. I'm gonna do videos guess I'll do them every week. Guess I'll do videos weekly from now until when I get to day 90. So if you'd like to follow along. And yeah. Hopefully, I'll tell you what, I hope this does actually give me some proper benefits, because boy, like this isn't pleasant. Like it's not. I can feel it now, like literally, like my balls, like they hurt. Like they really hurt. And if there's a tangible benefit at the end of all this, then fantastic. But if there's not, then Jesus H. Christ. Anyway, that has been it from me. That has been it from Kieran. Have yourself a wonderful day. Have yourself a wonderful existence. Have yourself a wonderful life. Have yourself a wonderful sex life. And the next video will be in a week's time.